Let me put my hair down.
She said, heatless curls.
Period. She said, shut up, my show is on.
No, it's the way that your hair was like that the whole Philippines.
I know, and now I have to do heatless curls when I'm back here.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Anyways, cue the intro.
Bretman to Earth, Earth to Bretman.
Girl, you already know who it is. And we're back. We are literally back to the back. Miss Kaaye, we're back from the Philippines. How are you feeling?
A little bit depressed. A little bit. I feel like my soul is back
I feel like we left our soul. We
Yes,
definitely left
no,
our soul.
yeah.
I'm definitely proud of myself because this is the first trip back home where I'm not like crying in the airplane. Because every time I fly back,
I had a moment
like,
though.
I didn't cry.
It was me like while we were like taxiing. It was me like looking outside my window like, I don't want to go back.
I don't want to go back. Same. But do you know why I think I wasn't crying?
It's probably because you're gonna be back there every month of every year.
You guys, I am going back home at the end of the month already, and I think that's why I wasn't crying.
Yeah.
Maybe the next trip, and this is my first solo trip also.
It's gonna be so much fun.
That
for you, I
isn't
think.
like in the US, 'cause I always do solo trips in the US, but this is my first like outside of the US
Yeah.
solo trip.
No, I was like literally when Brett told me that he's gonna do a solo trip, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for you at the airport, ready, packed, because I'm gonna be so jealous.
No, I literally feel, and you should, because I
Yeah,
feel like I'm
I
gonna have
am.
anxiety when I realize I'm like flying international by myself.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I hope this triggers like a solo trip moment for me, because I feel like even before Justice, like I always wanted to go on a solo like trip.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you
find, like,
have, but
Where?
like inner state.
Oh yeah,
not
no,
outer.
for sure. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like I want to visit like a lot of Asian countries by myself
Yeah.
and explore that.
That's gonna be fun. I feel like
That'd be so fun.
it is, and also like I feel like doing it solo will make you have to
Rely
open
on
up to people.
myself.
Also, like
yeah.
to meet friends, because
Mhm.
you're gonna want to be like, oh, I
Mhm.
want to meet people and I want to talk to other people. So,
Definitely, and it's okay to be by yourself too. And
Yeah.
I feel like
It
'cause
is.
you have the comfort of like knowing that like I'm around here or like Miss K's around. So I feel like when you're like alone and isolated, that's when you're really
Yeah.
like, okay, let me do this.
do
myself.
something and then figure out something about yourself. Like,
Yeah,
I like
self
this.
searching.
Yes.
Very, I think that's what it is, like a little soul searching
Yeah.
moment, and I get to do that now because, like I said, for probably the 50th time in this podcast, she is a U.S. citizen
She
nowadays.
is. How was the coming back here?
Girl, let's talk about that.
Okay,
Let's talk about that when
okay,
we're
okay,
back.
okay.
When we're in that.
Okay.
But today's episode is going to be us talking about our 2-week trip in the Philippines. I was gonna break it down into 2 episodes. We'll see how long this episode is.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to end up breaking it in half, but hopefully not as well, because I really don't think we need to be talking about Philippines for 2 episodes, girl.
I mean, we could, but
We really could. I won't be reading my journal entry today, but we will be talking about what is in it, basically, because if I read it to you and then talk about Philippines, it'll be very redundant because all I really wrote about are things we did in the Philippines. So I will just kind of use my journal entries as a note, like pacer, like to see what we were
like
doing.
what you were doing. Okay.
But look at what I did this morning.
I know, I saw your story. It's so cute.
Yeah.
He literally was like, you better be writing everything down. And I'm like, I'm taking pictures. And I look at my phone this morning. I was like, oh, snap.
She forgot to take pictures. Well,
took
I forgive
photographic
you
memory.
because I feel like even before heading out, me, Brian, my stylist, we're going to vlog the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl, we didn't pick up the vlogging camera once.
Yes. We were kind of just in it. And in the time when we were like on our phone, it's like when Bretman's taking photos.
Yeah.
Or like when we're like just going somewhere in the ride. But other than that, we're like,
We were phones
In the
off,
present,
like
yeah.
literally, because also we had Brian taking photos
Yes.
anyways. So we were like, we'll have some pics. Speaking of segments, girl. Miss Cafe, what is
Oh
up?
my gosh. Okay.
You have not made me a drink in a
I
while.
I know. Oh my god. Hi guys. I know you guys missed me, but here I am, back again.
3 episodes without Miss K. Like, do you know how thirsty I was that day?
I bet you was, but I got you ice.
Period. We love
No,
a ice.
Okay, so I thought of this drink because someone ordered not like a long time ago, and I just kind of remembered today, and I was like, someone ordered like a lemonade matcha, and then I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. So I tried it this morning, but in my own version, like the lemonade downstairs with the matcha that he doesn't use. But and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna make you this, and he kind of rolled his eyes at me. He was like, you're gonna make me that matcha. And so I was like, do you want to make your matcha? And he did.
Yes, because she was using like powdered matcha, the one that you mix with water, and like that's what it is. I'm like, Miss K, I have a full on like chawam bowl, like all the matchas you can ask for. Why are we using this?
Yes.
And then she also said lemon, and I'm like, well, Miss K, we have calamansi, and because this is like a Philippine episode, I feel like we should make calamansi juice matcha.
Yeah.
Which is more interesting.
Which is, because I was like, wait, I've never thought about that. So if it's not good, blame Brett.
Yeah. So she's gonna make the drink for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna pour, this is gonna be with maple syrup and calamansi, and a little bit of water just to dilute the calamansi.
Cause she be a little too much sometimes.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect.
Yes.
And then we have the matcha that he made right here. We're just gonna pour it.
Oh, girl. Period.
Okay.
Period. That's a period.
Here you go.
Pass me my straw.
Oh. I don't have a
okay.
straw, but...
We'll just use this.
And I got mine right here.
Calamansi matcha. Oh my god.
It kind of gives.
Philippines, please make this a thing so I can get it when I get back home.
Wait, don't overreact, because everyone thinks you're like overreacting.
First
with
of
your
all,
stuff.
this ain't even your recipe. This is my idea that I just told you to execute. So I can't react. Miss K,
Is it good?
we can't put this episode out.
Why?
We need to make this a drink and sell it first. Because they're gonna copy this.
Wait, so like, tell me, like, what does it taste like?
Like, well, the calamansi is really strong. So it's like, yeah, it is very like calamansi. But
It has that, like, that tarchy taste to the matcha, which, like, kind of complements it, no?
Kat, I know you don't like matcha, but you can't taste the matcha in this.
Really?
It's so good. Kefir, we just invented something.
Wow. You can't taste the matcha at all.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing.
It is.
That's not like a matcha you would order. Like, because I feel like matcha you order is like, like more milky and everything.
Yeah.
That's so refreshing.
This is really, really good. It reminds me of the yuzu matcha that they sell at Island Vintage, but honestly, this is better. Like,
yes.
this is a lot. You guys need to try this, but don't sell it because Miss K and I will be selling it first.
Yes.
That'd be good with like lychee jelly.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah. Like
Yeah.
the little boba topping.
Mm-hmm. That was bomb.
Okay, I'm glad that's a good drink.
That's a good drink.
You know,
That's a
I'm
good
nervous about
welcome
it.
back drinkity
Yes.
drink. But do you smell what the cat is cooking?
I think
like.
so.
Okay, so Miss
should I pass it down?
Yes, please.
Here you go.
So I made some buttermilk biscuits, but then I topped it with some
use this.
spreads that Bretman brought back from the Philippines, and they are on some beautiful plates that also Brett brought.
What spread is that?
This is the honey spread that we got
Yeah.
From the bee farm?
from
Yeah.
the bee farm, which we will talk about more in this episode. But if you guys are ever in Bohol, they have many different locations around the Philippines. But we went to
Ooh.
Bohol, and the main one is in Bee Farm, and they had this. And girl, I had to buy all the flavors. The honey one is the most recommended. I feel like a
Wow,
lot of,
that's so good.
It's good, right?
I feel like a lot of people will like it. The marunggay one, which I just had, with the same buttermilk biscuit, but with bacon and this. Oh my god, I will be having some when we go on break again. And the mango one.
You have it over there.
And the mango one, which is also amazing. you're trying the honey one.
This is the honey.
Yeah.
It's
And then the other
so
side-
So good.
The other side's
Good.
just regular honey, but I should have put the mango one. It would
It
have been
tastes
good.
like it has butter. What I think that's the buttermilk.
Yeah, it's not butter. It's the other butter.
Like margarine.
Margarine. Yeah.
Oh. And then so I don't know if buttermilk is lactose, but I made my own buttermilk. So I took lactose-free milk and I put some vinegar in there to make
good.
buttermilk.
This is bomb, Caddy.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys after this break. Sorry for interrupting your program. This episode is brought to you by Chime. Thank you so much, Chime, for sponsoring today's video. Even the smallest steps forwards can create a ripple effect on your financial freedom. Most of the time, we expect life's huge dramatic changes to make the difference. But in reality, it's the small, consistent actions that add up over time. And when you open a Chime checking account, you're one step closer to a better financial future. Join millions of Chime members who are working on financial freedom to date. Chime has spotted members over 30 billion, that's billion with a B. Chime also has your back with fee-free overdrafts with SpotMe. Overdraft up to $200 without fees with SpotMe when you set up qualifying direct deposits. Just set up qualifying direct deposits, sign up for SpotMe, and Chime will spot you up to $200 when you exceed your balance. She's basically your new BFF. Make progress towards a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/thebaddest. That's chime.com/thebaddest. Chime. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank, N.A. or Stride Bank, N.A. Members FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. MyPay eligibility requirements apply. Credit limits range $20 up to $500. $2 fee applies to get funds instantly. Chime. Checking account required. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. And we are back. I heard a lot of your comments. Yes, we will stop chewing in the mic. The real person we should be sorry to is Lindsay, who's editing these videos,
I
because
know.
she's always like, do you realize I have to listen to you guys chew for 5 minutes every time you call up? So she's like immune to it now. But shall we get started?
We should. Okay.
I feel like we should start with Manila, like our first flight back.
Yeah.
Or no, let's start at the airport, girl. Because I'm not gonna take credit or anything, but I will be taking credit because the last time we were back in the Philippines, we had a meeting with Philippine Airlines, and
Yes.
even the head CEO was there, and they asked us how can Philippine Airline improve? And
we're talking about
girl,
Hawaii Airport.
Hawaii
Okay,
Airport, girl. We're
okay.
starting there, bitch.
Okay.
We're starting at the airport. So I said Philippine Airlines is amazing. Obviously, the
Yeah.
hospitality's there, the professionality of like the flight attendants, amazing.
Always helpful. So helpful.
Yes, and the planes, no complaints. The food, no complaints. The only time that I really complained about was the check-in line. I don't know why, but back then, like I want to say last year, because I know
Yeah.
they've changed it for a while now, but last year they changed it. But before that, the check-in at the Philippine Airlines in the Hawaii airport was so ugly. The red carpet that they had rolled out had turned maroon at this point because it's the
Yes.
same carpet they've had when I first entered America
Yeah.
15
literally.
years ago. They had these stadium things that were made out of wood that I swear to God had like termites in them because
Yes.
like on the sides of it you could see like literally like wood
Like,
shavings.
the dust.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and just like duct tape. Tape.
Yes,
What?
they have like all of these like signage of like things you can't bring in Hawaii, but they're all like tacked with like packing tape, the brown packing tape, not even the clear ones. And I'm like,
with the dinosaur computer.
dinosaur ass computers.
You know, like the screen is just like the green and black.
No way.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
What?
Girl, I was like, yeah, can we get that fixed? And now
It's a whole brand new.
it was
package.
all fixed, and we had also the nicest like flight. They're not flight attendants, like
They're like
checking girls.
Yeah.
Checking girls who always checks out my mom whenever she's there. And we were like,
our basically go to now.
yeah,
because
basically,
Aw.
she's so helpful.
she just slides through for us. But she was asking me where I was going to the Philippines,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I'm actually just going there for vacation and meeting up with Miss Ann Curtis Smith, and and then she was like, "Oh, would be okay," and I was like, "Yes, would be okay," and she was like, "I'm actually wearing their lipstick and their blush right now,"
Aww.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh." Period.
This is a sign.
This is a sign.
Yeah.
And then also tell me why I sat down and my flight attendant asked me the same exact question, and she's like, "I'm wearing BLK." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get home." And we get home. We went to Manila and
Yeah, we got there at like what, maybe 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night.
yeah, and Miss K wanted to come to the Philippines and start infecting everyone right away because I swear to God.
We landed
What?
and oh my gosh, I couldn't stop coughing. I felt like I
I literally was like,
dying.
and she had the nerves to fucking sit behind me, coughing in my ear,
I
and
was
like,
just like coughing from the ride from like the airport to the hotel, which
Aww.
was like a 30-minute drive, and I was just coughing the whole time, and I'm like, I'm so
and
sorry.
selfishly the whole time I was like, if this bitch fucking gets me sick, I swear to God, I'm like, if this bitch gets me sick right now, she will be headed back to Hawaii, where the fuck she came from.
I can't help it.
And even Lindsay, who came with us, my assistant in LA, was like hugging the
Yeah,
because
'cause
they,
she was
they
sitting
both
right
sat in
next
the
to me.
they both sat in the back, and Lindsay was just like on the fucking mirror, like,
Like, are you
is this
okay?
bitch okay? Wait, Kat, sorry to ask this, but can you move your chair?
Oh, yeah.
I want to see myself.
Can you see yourself now?
You guys, if I lean like this, I'm looking at the mirror.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
annoying.
Sorry, I hate when I can't see myself. Sorry, Kat. I don't want to look at you. I'm kidding. And then what was the first thing you were craving?
I was craving. I was like, can we get Jollibee?
And she was just speaking it. She was
Yeah.
like, you know what's good right now, Jollibee. And I was like, wait, now that you mentioned it, like,
Like in the middle of the night, I was like, can we get Jollibee, please? And then I didn't think we were gonna like get it because
yes.
she was like, oh, we already have the salmon bake.
Okay,
waiting
but
for
who's
us."
she, Kiefer?
Oh, Miss Pia. Hi, Miss Pia.
Hi, Miss Pia Campos.
The
She
queen,
is
the HBIC of the Philippines.
exactly. If you know Pia, you know everybody.
Yeah.
But Pia is kind of like my handler / like my Philippine agent who takes
Yeah.
care of, well, me and my team when we're in the Philippines, but takes care of a lot of like my Philippine
Contracts?
shindigs, contracts, and things of that nature. So if we say Pia, that's who she is. Basically our Philippine team mother.
Mother, yeah.
We get to our hotel.
She greeted us with all the chips, like the fruits,
Ah.
flowers, gifts.
From just everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
we had
my
some from
gosh.
BLK Cosmetics, thank God, because I left all my BLK Cosmetics here because I was like, I know they're gonna give me some
Yeah.
gifts in there.
I'm like, I swear we just landed and Brett already got like a luggage full of things. So.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, period. So even just like day one, I'm like, Pia, we're gonna need 4 buying boxes. I already know.
And then we just ate.
We ate.
Yeah, and then we kind of slept because we were just like jet lagged from like the whole thing. And then the next day is when we had our lunch
Yes,
with BLK.
with BLK.
Well,
and
breakfast, I think. Breakfast, lunch.
it was like a brunch
Yeah,
number, and that was basically where we talked about what we're gonna be doing in El Nido and everything that we need to do. I met Miss Anne again, and
Oh yeah, hi Miss Anne. I've been talking to her lately because I've been like raving about her makeup because you guys, she has this mascara that does not budge.
Kat, you got it. You need to try it. I put it in your bag.
Really?
It does not budge.
It's so
it's
good.
waterproof, but it's like waterproof.
It's like
Period.
life proof because even I know some waterproof, like they are waterproof, but they
It does
fall
not
off. Like they crust off. I would say.
Oh.
And
This one doesn't. I'm like,
It
how?
does not. It does not crust off. And then every time I use the, you know that makeup remover, the gel one, the oil one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I use that. Does not come off. So I literally have to wash my.
it comes with a
face.
remover.
I didn't get it.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
was like, I'm gonna look into rats.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I already gave them all to our nieces.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You just have to come back.
No,
I
I
guess.
know.
I guess you just have to come back.
But
And then that was basically all we did in Manila because we were really in Manila for
that
just
day,
as a stop.
yeah.
And then the next day we went to El Nido.
First of all, quickest flight ever. It's only an hour, but it literally takes.
Well,
like
everything in the
45 minutes.
Philippines is like an hour,
Away,
a hop and a
yeah.
skip away.
Is that the video when you're far away and like you see the ocean and the mountains?
Yes, that's El
okay,
Nido.
Okay.
That
Yes,
That was beautiful.
yes.
beautiful.
Girl, I'm like, if I'm like ever speechless, it's because my mind is like going back there, and I'm like, I'd rather be there right now. Like right when you said that, I'm like, to be on that wakeboard.
Oh wait! I have to talk about this because you guys, Philippines is hot as fuck, and I guess it's because we went during summer. Well, it was like peak of summer.
Peak
starting
summer
of
is what would
summer.
is yeah.
It was so humid
And hot. Oh my god! But
I did not complain because it made my face very clear,
glowy, bitch. I was like,
Ooh.
all the toxins in my body is leaving.
like coming out, and then like the hair was hairy.
Yeah, it was a little bit annoying because, like I said, as glowy as we were also so sticky.
yeah.
Girl, my hair was like sticking in places it never stuck before, but also like I had like my real natural like waves out, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even have to do anything. But we stayed at Amarita Hotel
No,
Resort.
leave him, girl.
Oh my god,
That's
sorry.
We're in Bohol. We're still
Sorry,
in
sorry,
week
sorry.
one.
So oh my god, I'm jumping into
Oh wait, no. Before that, Brian got to the Philippines, and he was looking for a dentist place because he chipped a tooth right before he landed, and he was like, "Oh my god, I gotta get it fixed." And then we went to go to the dentist at Shang, and then because they had a dentist office downstairs, and then we saw Mr. Rajo Laurel.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about like how we were going to this resort called Lihim.
Yes.
And then he was like, "Oh, that's my cousin's resort. Let me just, talk to him. Like maybe he can give you guys like the most toppest
Oh my god.
Like the
villa."
best room.
Yes, the best room. And we were like, "Oh my god." He was like, "He's probably gonna give it to you guys, but let me just check." And so maybe he made some calls, but we got to Lihim Resort. And you guys, oh my gosh.
I had the Araw suite, which is the suite to be in, like the highest
Really?
suite. Well, actually, Miss Kaaye was actually the highest suite, but I had like the biggest like suite
yeah.
spot.
It was like the shape of a sun, which is called araw in Tagalog, and it's like a shape of a sun, and it's just a circle, like villa for Brett, and then he had like a private pool.
And then a walkway up is Miss Kaaye and Pia's room, and they had a hot tub. And
with
I
a
would
view.
I would argue that they had the best view.
Oh,
my
we
gosh.
did. We did.
They
I'm
did.
Not gonna lie.
They
We
did.
The hot tub was like overlooking this big mountain, and I was like, the first thing I was like, oh my gosh, I could die like right here.
No, honestly, every day I'm like, I wouldn't mind.
It's like yeah.
But it truly was giving the whole White Lotus, fantasy.
Yes. And we were playing White Lotus the whole time.
We really were like, who's gonna die? And someone did like die off each spot. But anyway, we'll get to those in a second. But we were in Lihim. We had one day of like just not doing anything.
Yes.
And then the next day, and then we spent the day of not doing anything, gallivanting around town. And because we took a boat ride back to town.
It was like a 5-minute boat ride.
And
to town is Manila?
No.
What's
to
El Nido.
El Nido itself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because we land in El Nido, and then we take a 5-minute boat ride to our Lihim resort.
Wow.
But that was like a 30-minute drive from the airport to the El Nido town.
Yeah.
And then we took a 5-minute boat ride. Because if we could drive to the Lihim resort, but it was like a 30-minute drive, and it was like a loopy.
Very windy, Diana. And girl, after that plane ride, I was like, the last thing I want to do is like literally going around in circles up a mountain and back down. Like, no ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah, in a rough road.
Yeah.
It's not even like cemented.
And I don't even like boats like that. Like, you know me, bitch. I'm still traumatized from the boats.
Yeah.
But it was like literally 5 minutes, and thankfully, like, it was smooth sailing for the most part. Like, but we spent the day in town, and all I did was like literally buy like necklaces,
took pictures of everything,
got like souvenirs for myself.
Did he give you a necklace?
No,
I like
girl. So, oh my god.
What happened?
Kiefer, I can't find them.
What do you mean?
I found everything else that I bought except the ones I bought for Kat, Justice, Jeanette, and myself. I had 4 more necklaces in there.
What about the magnets?
I had them I have everything else but those ones. that we went back for.
He's looking for like 2 days straight.
What?
I'm so mad. And I swear I made eye contact with it when I was packing. I literally was like, I see you, girl.
Is it in your bag?
We looked in all the bags.
We looked everywhere. Even Justice's
Oh
bags,
my
Lindsay's,
gosh.
even like Shangri-La like is turning the whole hotel upside down. Like
I'm sorry, because that was really
It's okay.
cute.
He was so excited. I
It
felt more
was
bad
so-
because he was so excited.
But like I said, girl, I can go back whenever the fuck
Oh,
I want
that's
now.
true.
So I don't care. Like, well, I do care because I was like actually genuinely sad about it. But I'm like, well, I know what I'm gonna get next time I go back. So after the town day, we also went to go visit one of Pia's friend who owned like a pizza.
Like an
It's
Italian
like a French Italian
cuisine.
cuisine.
It was right next to the
Obviously, I
water.
couldn't have most of it, but the spaghetti was so good.
Yes.
And then I finished eating, and tell me why I look out and Miss K is poking a fucking fish out of the ocean.
It was
What?
a puffer fish. Oh my god, you guys! There, I found this puffer fish just like floating on the sand, and I think it was dead.
Bitch, you know it was dead.
Well, I felt so bad, so I tried to be. I was like, it deserves to die in the water because it's a sea animal.
Yeah,
Period.
because like I told you guys, if Miss K's bored, she will stand up and do her own thing, which period.
Yeah.
But I
100%.
just looked to my right, and I'm like, or my left, and Miss K is poking. I looks like a
The
coconut
stick?
because you were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
afar. She was poking it with a stick, and I'm like, what is this bitch doing? And I see two guys like stopping to like look at the. I'm like, why is everyone looking at Miss K like poking a coconut? So I go and intervene, and it's a whole like puffed up puffer fish that's like dead.
Like that, like,
And Miss
You
K
couldn't-
insisted it needed to die where it came from, but I'm like, it's literally floating up, like it's gonna end up in the shore regardless. And it kept doing it. I'm like, and I'm just like watching Miss K like poke a fucking puffer fish for like 30 minutes straight, girl.
I had to believe. I was like, girl, everyone deserves to be buried where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
And-
deserves.
And you never know, because I seen this one video about this pufferfish, how like they puffed up, and then everyone thought they died, and they put it back in the water, and it depuffed.
Oh.
Bitch, that puffer fish was like purple, like eyes like sunken.
Dried
in.
up.
I guess, because it
Like,
was like it had
borderline
flies,
decaying,
everything.
Kiefer.
Okay, fine.
You know it was
Aw.
dead.
She's just.
I
an empath.
tried. I tried.
She's just here for the people.
Yeah.
But you can't forget about our first meal of Lihim.
Tell
With the
us.
kare kare. I mean, the beef coconut.
Y'all.
And how Brett ate all of their mangoes, that they ran out of mangoes and calamansi.
Did I?
Yes, bitch. They like it was. Thank God it was like towards their last day because they were like, sis, we have no more mangoes
Yeah.
left. Wait, we gotta go in order, Kiefer. You keep fucking going in
Well,
fucking.
you missed that spot because you forgot about our
Oh
first
yeah,
dinner.
so our
I mean,
first
lunch.
like girl, if we talk about the fucking lunches, we're gonna have a new fucking episode. Just the food, bitch. But when we get there, we had the ginataang baka.
Yeah.
They had a name for it that was like a local name. We're not Bisayan, we're Ilocano, so
Yeah, we
this
don't-
was also. Would you say this was our kind of like our first time being exposed to that many Bisayan food?
I think so. Yeah.
Because yes, we did go to Flower Island,
But
and,
we knew a couple.
but yeah, we weren't eating a lot of like Bisayan food. This was a first trip ever where every breakfast, lunch, and dinner was like Bisayan food.
Yeah.
Other in like besides like the French place that we
Yes,
went to,
yes.
but I would think about that every day, girl. What was your favorite thing we ate in
I think it has
El
to be
Nido?
that one because they cooked it in such a traditional Filipino way with the palayok.
Yes,
And I
like clay
always-
pots.
I always
Ooh.
wanted to eat something from that because I heard like the flavor and like just open flames with that is just really good with
And
like,
it, girl,
aroma. And oh my gosh, I literally cried.
Really?
I think I cried too.
Yeah. You were like, I need to marry the chef.
Yeah, I'm like, where the chef? Bring the fucking chef out. And the whole they brought out the whole chef, and he like,
Yes.
I'm like, sir, I need to shake your hand. Like I've never like done that in a
Aw.
restaurant.
No, never.
I'm like, sir, I need to shake your hands. He also has a lovely wife. Hey, girl. But and he cooked most of our meals.
Yeah, he did, he
because
did.
he worked in the restaurant in the front and in the steakhouse
Yeah.
at the top. And then which leads me to the next day. We had the BLK
Shoot.
photo shoot.
Ooh.
Photo shoot.
I'm
That's
gonna have
how you did
I'm gonna have
that.
you start that.
Okay, so it was a very, very early morning for all of us, especially for Brett, because technically I did not need to be there.
Call
Brett,
time for me was 4,
my call time was
a.m.
7.
but of course I had to wake Miss Kate up to go get me some things.
Yeah,
I think it was like my
'cause-
contacts.
Yes. Oh, because we didn't tell them about how much of a struggle we had going to our rooms, because we needed a whole ass car to get to our rooms.
Yes. So we
Maybe-
like you know how we mentioned I was at the top of the resort.
Yeah, the mountain.
Bitch, we have to literally get a whole car to get up to my room, and then it's another hike up to my room as well.
What?
Like a 30, 40 steps, like stairs.
But like steep. So it's like a hike and a half, and I felt
And you have your luggage.
well.
Well,
They
no.
did.
Yeah.
They did, not me, but no, but like even going up and down from the bottom of the resort to my room is a task and a half. Like if you walk it, it's like 10 minutes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
'cause
What?
I
You walked
went
it.
down. I went down once. I don't know if you guys saw my story, but it was like an early morning, and like that's the day when we didn't do anything.
Mhm.
So I was like, let me just see how far this stairs gonna take me, cause you know stairs deadly. So it took me like maybe like 10 minutes down. It was very quick. It was cute, but I would never
do it again. Like
Yeah.
not even for my knees.
Cause
girl.
you went up.
I went up and down.
Yeah.
Girl, no, not fun. You only have to do it once, honestly.
Yes. But-
Anyways, let's talk about BOK. Bitch, we're gonna be here all day because
I
we're
know,
not
but
even
we
in the
gotta
BOK
tell like
shoot.
backstory.
True.
So 4 o'clock, but around 7, he was already telling me to like, oh, can you get me this? Because he doesn't want to go out. Obviously, there's no time. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll get it for you. Get down. We had breakfast, and then maybe 7:30. That's when we started leaving the resort.
Yeah. So when someone says they went to Palawan, always ask them which island in Palawan because Palawan
Yes.
there's so many islands in Palawan. And on the day that we were doing the shoot, I knew we were going to 3 different islands.
Yes.
Do you remember any of them? What they were called?
I only know
Papaya
that
Island.
one. Yeah, exactly.
I only
that
know
one.
Papaya Island. So we're gonna call them Island 1, 2, and then Papaya Island.
Yeah.
So after I get glammed and I get changed, we head to Island 1, which they had a whole like setup for me of like
Like a private.
yeah. I can't really talk about the shoot too much, but when that does come out, girl, trust me, I will be talking all about it. But girl, this was also my first shoot since Vogue Philippines.
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Yeah, and mind you, we shot Vogue Philippines in Siquijor, which is in Dumaguete. Like we got into Dumaguete and then we took a boat ride to Siquijor. But girl, Miss K, like you know how Miss K said it was so fucking hot. I have never been in a shoot where I literally was like, I think this is it. I think this is it.
Well, the first couple shoots was fun.
No, it was because we were in a shade.
Yeah,
we were shaded.
that was the first location, the first island.
Yeah, all of the portable fans were still charged.
yeah.
Everyone still had energy to like baby me, and like because every break, girl, is like 5 portable fans like at
Like,
me
just
at
like-
the same
Oh my
time.
God.
Yeah.
They even remember the spray that I gave you,
Uh-huh.
the one that
I
is
love
like a
it.
cooling spray. I have to give you some for Coachella, but I was doused in that. Like it's just
Really?
basically this cooling spray that they spray on you, and it
Was
makes
it
you.
sunscreen?
No,
It's
a different one.
amazing.
I'll
You
show
haven't
you
sprayed
later.
it yet?
No.
It's the one that I was like, I'm gatekeeping this for myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not sharing this. But I'll give you some. Anyways, I was doused in that and I was fine. I was like, okay, girl. And mind you, Miss K said I ate breakfast, but she fucking lying, girl. I ate a fruit and a half. Like,
Yeah, he didn't.
I was like, girl, I need my abs for. Well, I didn't really even have abs at that point. I was like, I just need to look
You were skinty.
put together, girl.
But I knew that because we all know Brett knows what we all know about this.
Every
about Brett.
shoot.
Before a shoot, he does not eat. Even though if you carry food in front of him, even if it's just like one piece of grape,
Fruits
he
and
will
green
not
juice
eat
only,
it.
girl. Fruits and green juice. If I'm really like hungry, but bitch, I like to
Yeah.
look skinny.
So we just started. He started doing his shoot. Girl, the girls were gagged. He was like, "Oh my god, he's so beautiful."
He's actually
I feel
can
like-
serve. I'm
Yes,
like, girl.
no, everyone was like, he
Aw.
is so beautiful. Like his skin is so beautiful.
Because mind you, this
Like,
is my
wow.
first like. Yes, I did Vogue Philippines, but this is my first beauty campaign and my first ever like really partnering up with a Filipino brand. So I was like, I had to deliver. And I'm just glad that like all the girls were living, especially Jacques, happy wife, happy life. Like as long as my clients are happy, I love that.
And she was so happy because I think by the like third shot, she's like, okay, next product. He already got it. Next product.
Period.
Because I mean, like, we can always carry out a whole fucking shoot, but girl, I love when someone just knows we got the shot, girl. There's really no point of like taking 500 photos of the same thing when you got it on the second shot. You know what I mean? Because then you just get overwhelmed with like, which one looks better, this one or that one? When really all that change is like my pinky going up, like, you know. So I love it when the brand knows we got it.
Period.
We then go to the second island, which wasn't really an island. It was more like a
well,
yeah, it was a rock island situation where a lot of like paddlers go. You guys probably have seen it in people's posts that have gone to Palawan, because it's like the famous one where everyone kayaks into.
Yes.
And that is where that picture is, where I was like in the wave board in the middle of nowhere.
That was amazing.
Yes. He was in the middle of the ocean the whole time, and we could. From an outside perspective, where I was just lounging, my little butt up in the stairs with the breeze.
Girl, and where the fuck was I?
And tell me, Brett was in the middle of the ocean in the mid sun.
I couldn't get wet because I couldn't get wet.
He couldn't get
so
wet.
So like I couldn't even, I was full glam. My wet was from the sweat, really.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In the rock. Sometimes he was in a rock. Sometimes he was in.
Was it hot? Like the rock?
Bitch, we're getting there, girl.
Oh my god.
I was like dying out of heat. I was like, oh my
and mind
god.
you, this bitch was in the shade in a fucking. She was like
with
in
my
a
mango
nook.
drink.
Yes.
I was like, I can't let Brett hear me complain because I know I'm gonna hear it from him.
Bitch, I was like, if a bitch says they're fucking hot right now, I will slap them in the fucking face because there's no way you're hotter than me.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the ocean. Just
mind
like,
you, even the photographer and the videographers were in the shed.
And they were like, they weren't complaining because they know how he like.
Yeah, they had umbrellas, and I was out in the.
Yeah.
Like,
for how long?
He was there for
bitch.
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
It was like 20 minutes, shade 5 minutes. 20 minutes, shade 5 minutes. Like just to and
really?
5 minutes. I say that loosely, it's because really it was just for me to like see what the pictures look like and retouch. And even then, because I was shooting in the middle of the ocean, I had to retouch myself, and they would just send like a whole empty like like a canoe to me, and I would just grab things, or like one of the helpers
like
would
towels.
help me. Towel.
Oh my god.
And I would just have to listen to them like, blot where? Oh. Like, and I'm already like frustrated because I'm like, I don't even know what I look like. I don't know what I'm blotting. But frustrated like at myself, not like everybody.
Yeah.
Frustrated at the weather, really, not like nobody was not.
Because it was just hot. It was just hot. And
yes.
like by the time he's like full on like you know how like when you feel like when you have makeup on and then oil on top of that on you,
it's just even take it off.
sizzling.
You're just like, oh.
Yeah. Girl, when I tell you I was sizzling. And then one of my last photo shoot, the last, I guess, layout was me like laid out with the coconut.
That was my favorite.
You guys will see that photo.
God.
Yes.
When you guys see that photo, just know I was mid praying. I don't even pray, but I was like, Lord,
let this be the shot.
Lord, please, let this be the light. Like I'm like, if you need to take me now, just take me now. Like, don't just pull the band-aid. Like, I really don't.
Because I was like, when I saw that shot, I was like, oh my god, this is a really nice shot of you. And he was like, oh my gosh.
Just know I was dying. Because
that was him resting, you guys.
Mind you, I was so hot already. Like, I had to pretend. But also, I haven't ate or drank a lot. I wasn't drinking too much. So when you're like thirsty, you get cramps really easily. And I'm laid out with these coconuts, and they just like, okay, lay there, like, so I'm like this, and I'm catching a cramp like here.
Oh my god.
And I'm like dying. And he's like, close your eyes. And then when I count to 3, open them. Mind you, I was wearing my motherfucking contacts, bitch. And every time, and that was
The
the
heat,
moment the
yeah.
sun was literally like right above me.
Well, like mid
Bitch,
12
when I
o'clock.
tell you, even 1 second with my eye open like this, it cinches my like
What?
contacts. Like it literally burnt my eyes. Like,
Oh my god.
and mind you, I feel like I could even see smoke coming out of my arm because bitch, I was like, what is happening? I didn't even know what was happening. I was like, BJ, get the fucking shot. BJ, get the fucking shot. So I wrapped that up. I thought I was done, and then they were like, "All right, video team," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
And that's when he went in the middle of the ocean with the
Yeah,
what is that
with
called? The
drones,
paddleboard?
the paddleboard.
Oh yeah.
Had to stay there. Mind you guys, they had to anchor that fucking paddleboard in the middle of the ocean so I don't move. Because I had to pretend like, well, not, I was actually paddling. But when I finally got there, they had to anchor it because they had to stay there. And girl, they were just giving me commands like, all right, Brett, act natural. All right, feel yourself. I'm like, girl. So I was
But
literally
he got
like,
the shot.
yeah, I got the shots, and then we had lunch. We
We went back to the first island.
Yeah,
Had lunch over there.
and then we went to Papaya
The
Island.
Papaya Island, the most controversial island that we've been to.
Why is it controversial?
Oh my
Girl,
God,
we're
cat.
gonna need a moment for.
Okay, so after lunch, we were just like lounging everywhere, and then everyone was like, "Okay, let's go to the Papaya Island, last island. We're not doing photos here. We're just doing a video."
Mhm.
We got to the Papaya Island, and the vibe was already like, "What the fuck
Really?
is this?"
We were
sat-
definitely not in Kansas anymore.
Yes.
What?
We
Because,
sat on this bench,
yes.
and then there was this guy. No one was on that bench, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know why he was claiming it, but there's this guy just sat right next to Brett, and he started talking in his language, being like very sassy and like just like looking at
You can
them.
tell he was trying to, like, move us out of his like little.
So we were like, okay, sorry. We kind of just like relocated ourselves into the bungalow. So we stayed in the bungalow, and then they were like, okay, we're ready. Brett is getting changed, and then the videographer are starting to like
Set up like
set
their
up-
scenes,
yeah,
like
scenes.
their drones, and like
Is this when you're at the? Oh shoot! I'm trying to remember the video.
we didn't post anything on the island.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh.
No,
so.
we haven't.
But did you show me a picture? I feel like maybe not. I'm sorry.
If it's like a full
I
boat.
didn't send you that. I
Okay.
don't think I sent you that.
Okay.
So they were just starting, and then there was this guy. He goes and started yelling, I don't know, and we all looked, and then all we heard was like,
Not here, not here.
He
Go
was like-
away. Go somewhere else.
I was like, I don't want to be in your video. What makes you think I want to be in your video? Go over there. Go somewhere else. And then Brett literally like was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Girl, he got the right fucking one that day because the team so professional. Like they
Yes.
were like, okay, sir, like I'm like, no, bitch. Like we're from here. Like why are we moving out of the way when really all the cameras were pointing away from them. So I don't know why
They
the
weren't
fuck
in
they
the shot.
Yes, and we're shooting a beauty campaign. What makes you think we want like burnt people in the back?
Yes.
I'm like, first of all, you're not serving beauty at all.
It was the
Why
way-
would we want you in the
Yeah.
back? And even if you were in the back, you better believe you're being edited the fuck out because what makes you think this Leo is gonna want you in my fucking shot?
If anything, we were there for like 10 minutes, and that shot was probably gonna be for like what, 2 seconds?
2 seconds of and I can show you the edit.
And it wasn't even about the fact that like he was like he doesn't want to be like, we get it. Nobody wants to be in a video that they don't need to be. It's the fact that
And that's
he
all
was-
you need to say.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
mhm.
want to be in your video. Okay, sir, we're not shooting you. It could have ended there. But to tell us to go somewhere else,
and like to leave.
not
What
here,
the
and to
hell?
leave. Mind you, all the locals that were like working in that island and probably had lived in that island were so excited for us. Like, they were all like very patient to
Yes,
take
yes.
pictures with me and just was like very encouraging even when I was taking this stuff.
Because they get it. Like, why are you telling us to leave? Especially because like
Literally.
we as brown people not from America, we get it. Like, we're not from America. I guess.
And we let that shit slide here.
Over
like
here.
So
Yeah.
I commend everyone that was on the shoot for being so professional, but that truly was the one time I literally had to like not be Filipino and put my head down. I literally had to be like, no, bitch, we're gonna get this shot. You're not gonna be in it because first of all, it's a campaign. Like, even if you were in the shot, we would need to get you to sign it off. Best believe you weren't gonna be in the shot anyways.
And we were like just in like such a time scrap where we just needed to get like out of there.
Like, sir, your bald ass head is literally like boiling. Like,
I thought he was bald.
No, it was like he was so aggressive.
he was so aggressive, and
Ew.
like you can tell his like wife, she was like definitely like trying to defend him.
It's giving entitled.
It-
Very
Yes,
much,
girl. I'm like, you do not own Papaya Island, girl. These locals do though.
That's crazy.
The ones that brought you here.
The ones that brought you here, the one that, you know, because we had to take a boat to get there. You, oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like, dang, you guys be like, this is your home.
Yeah. So yeah, but please don't go visiting other people's country and like telling them to go back to where they came from or to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And you know who you are.
Leave the entitlement at home.
But
In America, girl.
that's not even the end of the day. We literally.
But
So we got the shot there. That island was done. Never went back over there again. And then they were like, "Hey, Brett, we're gonna go back to the island.
the first
The
island,
resort.
the resort island,
You can take a shower." And then Brett had to take a shower, and then back to shooting.
back to shooting.
Oh, for real?
Because I had to get my tennis girl on.
Oh, that was so
Yes.
cute.
And then we shot at the tennis courts. Thankfully, they did very smart because they
at night.
they shot that like at dawn, so it wasn't like hot, but it was still hot.
Yeah.
I also had like a scene where I was like meditating. That was really cool. And then
I can't wait to see the scene of you like.
I'll show you after. I have the
Playing.
first draft already.
Really?
Okay, let's talk about the next day.
Okay.
The next day was another chill day for us. We didn't really do much besides
We literally didn't do anything. Oh,
Oh.
we played Monopoly cards.
yes,
Cat
our
and
new
Dot play that
obsession.
game.
Yeah, we need to go get some at Target actually.
Yeah.
What?
Monopoly card is a really fun game. Quick, easy Monopoly game.
Card game. It's really cute. We're
Oh.
gonna get it when
Yeah.
we go to Target.
But
later
we
today.
literally played that the whole day. Didn't do anything.
And we just had like a fabulous like night
Yes.
dinner at the top of Henry's, and I think that was like one of my
I'm not
favorite
gonna lie.
dinners.
I was so over that place already. I was like, oh my gosh, I need
I
to
know,
go back to Manila.
I will say that because Miss K is a very much an adventurer type of. I'm sure you guys get that
Yes.
at this point. I'm more of like I can stay in the resort all fucking the
Yeah.
whole. I really can. Like I mean I do love activities and stuff like that, but
It was beautiful there.
But I'm very much like, put me in a beach somewhere and I would just lay out and just not do anything all day. That's my dream vacation.
Yes, put me in a city, then I'll do whatever I want.
Yes, girl.
She learns everything. She meets
She
so many
will
people.
go everything.
But
I'm more like, tuck me away, and
Yeah.
Miss K is like, bring me out.
yes, no,
Yeah.
literally the opposite. Yeah, basically by that day, I was like, oh my god, I want to go back to Manila. I don't know why, but I'm like so over it. I'm like over this beach thing.
Yeah, you're like, I've had it. She's had it.
I've done everything. I went swimming at the beach. I went swimming at the pool. I went up and down this hill. Played a little tennis.
Miss K have seen every end of that resort.
Yes,
Girl,
because I would be the one where like, because they do like little things in the morning where like they do like their own rituals. I like try to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to just like, you know, look all over the place at that place. And I feel like I've seen everything.
We've pet every dog. We fed every fucking cat in there. Like,
Yes.
Oh, that's the picture of the little kittens, yeah?
yeah.
Oh my god, you
Aw.
guys. We bought a tomahawk. You guys, that tomahawk?
Was tomahawking. We ate. Well, also
Tell
we
me
got
why-
carried away because we were eating up all the other food, and then they
Yes.
bought the tomahawk last, and we had already like half full stomachs.
Brett didn't even look at the price. He was just like, the next day I
Period.
was like, are you okay, Brett? And he was like, no, I had to pay for dinner last night and that tomahawk.
I'm like, them fucking cats ate better than me.
No, because we never even ate half of it. We like literally gave it to the cats.
Yeah,
Most of it.
What the
but that was really fun.
Yeah.
like that dinner was probably like the best. I think it was just like, you know, when you're at the end of the trip and it's just like everyone's just kind of wine drunk and like laughing
Yeah.
about.
No, yeah.
So we were just like cackling the
We were
whole
talking
time.
about like our favorite Disney,
Yeah.
our favorite
Aw.
time, favorite dinner.
And then we went back to Manila for 3 days.
Yes.
What did you do in that 3 days?
Um,
I remember. We went to go visit Juamer.
Oh, we had oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a lunch with
That was the
Juma.
first day.
Yes. My boyfriend got in because
Yes, Justice got in.
we were going to Bohol, which we will talk about maybe in his episode, like of his Philippine story. So
Yes, and you did another shoot. I don't know if we can talk about it.
we can't. I did another project thing.
Okay, project. So
Um,
excited because girl, that was a fun shoot.
because it's giving historical.
yes,
It's giving. You guys know I only pop out in.
it's giving the
covers.
reason why he's going back.
You said too much already.
Sorry.
You said too much already. But it's giving history.
Yeah.
Herstory, if you will. And then I also went to Ivy and got my facial done, and that is where the viral video of me and Mimi, yeah.
Yeah. I've been wanting to meet Mimiya. I was kind of jealous when you met Mimiya.
I
because
love Mimi.
She is like like an influencer of you.
Yeah, I mean I don't want to say that because that's a little bit too
Like another
Leo,
version
but like
of you from
I-
the Philippines.
I would say that though. Like the first time I discovered her was obviously pandemic. I feel like a lot of people found her through pandemic, and I always said I'm like this bitch is me if I stayed in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like I'm like this bitch is so me, and just
like, same humor, same like jokes, same like what is that called? Like
mannerisms. Like
mannerisms and things that you guys like.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of the same interests.
Yeah.
And I hope to meet and like actually do more content with her when I go back in this trip.
Maybe a podcast?
Ooh.
You never know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I already have something cooking, and I'm like,
No, because me and Brett was like talking about how like we wanted to do a podcast there, but
yeah.
we never
Well,
really had time to
next
do it.
time we are
Yeah.
definitely bringing some mics home, and so that it's like fresh in our mind, and we're not like here like trying to remember like 2 weeks later.
And like jumping from one point to the other.
yeah.
You guys should vlog it. Like, get your camera out next time
Oh yeah.
and vlog it.
I think because I'm by myself this time, I also did get an Osmo Pocket 3. It's like the new like
Oh my
camcorder.
god!
and
the
I'm-
ones that moves
Oh.
along
Yes.
with, like, this little tiny
Yes, and I got it, and I think I'm gonna like vlog that trip.
You should.
We'll see if I keep my word or not. Please keep me responsible. Let me know.
camera. But okay, should we go to El Nido?
So that's all we did
I mean, to
in
Bohol.
Manila. We met Juamer, my
Lunch.
boyfriend, a bunch of lunches, and Minia, and then it was time for Bohol.
My favorite part.
Would you like to lead it?
Yes.
What did we do in Bohol?
Bohol. Okay, so we got to the resort Amarita.
That's where Amarita is.
Amarita is the resort in Bohol, and then the first thing they did for us was throw out a performance. And I literally had to ask someone. I was like, "Do they do this with?"
Yeah, because I
every-"
was like, is this with every guest? Because there were like a couple that was behind us.
No, they were not.
They were they were already
they were
like
already guests from there. They just sat behind us because there was like an empty table. But I was like, I asked someone, I was like, "Do you guys do this every time like a guest comes?" And they were like, "No, we only did it because you guys were coming." And I was like, "Oh."
Aww.
It was like a whole like you guys. I'm a little shy.
yeah.
So I was like, as soon as like I saw everyone like staring and like waiting for like us to sit down, I was like, Brett, you can go first.
Yeah.
You, not for me. Go.
But also a lot of obviously because there's music playing, everyone's dancing. A lot of the hotel guests were there as well. It wasn't just
Yes.
us. So
and they were like wondering like what the heck is happening.
and
Like,
it
what
was
is
by
cool?
the big hotel pool. So everyone at the hotel pool was like, "What's going on over there?" So they also had an additional audience, including us, and also it felt like they were our audience as well because they just like saw
It was
us like walking
yeah.
in and everyone, and I was like, and mind you, I was fresh off the plane, like, girl,
Fresh
like
off the plane after
hair
a
is still
30-minute
itchy, sweaty as
30-minute
hell, no
drive.
makeup. I'm like, damn, y'all could have like prepared me, like at least so I could serve. But it was so beautiful. I even honestly caught myself get emotional because just how happy the dancers were dancing for us,
Yeah.
how happy we were being home, how happy everyone around us was. But I think what made me emotional was that I don't even remember the last time I saw Philippine folk dance.
Same.
Aw.
That's why I was so amazed.
Yeah, I'm like, And I know this too because I know a lot of people commenting on the post that I did where even Filipinos haven't seen a lot of folk dancing in a
Yeah.
while, and like just seeing how young the people were
Yes.
dancing, I'm like, ugh,
And you know, they've
this
been
is what it's all
practicing,
about. Yeah.
Mm.
Because they were so perfect. Everything was like
It
on
was
point.
beautiful.
Girl,
Those
yes.
videos.
I wish I could post like the whole entire clip, but they were dancing down for like 20 minutes. That even at one point the hotel manager came up to me and was like, "You don't have to watch the whole thing." And I was like, "Girl,
No, we need to watch the whole thing.
they practice all day, and I can tell they practice day in and day out for
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna watch every single thing."
Aw.
And then
Um,
they brought you up.
They
to
brought me up. They
dance.
brought Justice up.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was-
How was that feeling? How was that feeling? Of, like,
honestly,
doing
I felt like I was learning how to walk again. I've never did any like folklore dancing. The only ones I do remember that were doing
the tinikling.
in intramurals, not even that.
Oh,
The
the coconut.
the coconuts.
tap, whatever,
That's what
yeah.
I learned or like had experience on
Yeah.
because I had that in my elementary school for intramural. You know, remember
Yeah.
intramurals?
Yeah. Elementary?
But I've never even done tinikling. I always wanted to obviously learn the basso
candle.
dance. What was your favorite dance?
I honestly, it has to be the balancing of the
They were
stuff.
so
'Cause,
cunty.
yes, they were just so feminine, and how like they were like dancing with their hands while they had candles and like a
What?
candle on the top of their head.
Did you record it?
Yeah,
we
well,
did, yes.
it
yes.
wasn't candle. I think they used water because I think.
Oh yeah, it was
It was
water.
just
It was
water.
water.
But
Oh
they
my
do put candle in it when they do an
Sometimes,
evening
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So
Um,
the fact that they were just balancing it and they were like all over the floor, like twisting and turning.
What?
Not a single drop dropped.
My favorite one was the tinikling and
Yeah.
the when they did the combination of the tinikling and the benches where they were like jumping
Yes,
from the
yes,
benches and
yeah.
then like stacking each other. I'm like,
What?
that's
It's
kind.
crazy.
That's kind. Like we're so talented. I loved it.
And then
Let's do first day of Bohol.
and then that's literally our first day, and then we had a special dinner. Hello, Chef Chris.
I know, Chef Chris.
And then we had they presented us with a great dinner from their steak.
from their steakhouse,
Oh,
and
let
then
me look
yet
at the
again we had
steakhouse.
another tomahawk. And
Ooh.
Chef Chris was like the sweetest chef ever, and she would come and present the food every
Yeah.
time.
Aw.
And I remembered on the last one when she was cutting up the tomahawk, she pulls out like this knife and she's like, "This is one of Bohol's pride. Like they do artisan. I think that's what
Yeah.
it's called when you artisan,
Yes.
Yeah.
like when you make knives, like
blacksmith.
blacks. Yeah." And they make it there, and I'm like, okay, we have to find a knife when we get here,
Yeah.
which we'll get to in a bit. But that was also such a good tomahawk.
That was really good. That whole lunch was really good. I
Yeah.
mean, dinner. It just kept coming. I really liked the soup that I forgot what kind of soup it was. It was a chowder, I
I
think.
think it was just like a regular, red
But
soup.
it was like something to it.
Mm.
I really love the sides, the chicken that was really good. The sauce, the dipping sauce was really good. Everything was really good.
Period.
And
And then second day.
yeah.
Okay, so for the second day, we actually woke up around 9 a.m.
Yes.
That was our call time. And we had breakfast at the hotel. They had really great breakfast.
Yeah.
And our first stop of the day was the Tarshir Sanctuary.
Was it the Tarshir?
Yeah, it was Tarshir that day.
Okay, yes.
We went to go see the Tarshirs.
Wait, before that, you guys, I was like literally in my head complaining about how the drive is gonna be so long because all I know was we were gonna go to Chocolate Hills, and Chocolate Hills was 2 hours away from
Yeah.
us. And I was like, dang, this is about to be a long day.
But we ended up
Having to split
break it up
yeah.
in different activities. So the first stop was
The
Tarshir.
So amazing.
What
so
did you learn about the Tarshirs?
That they were suicidal.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So back in the day, they would bring them to like different parts of the Philippines for zoo purposes, like the Philippine Zoo.
Because
So
they didn't know how they were. They just thought they were like these monkeys.
they just thought they were like rat monkeys because they're literally the size of like your fist.
Literally like this.
Oh
big.
well, they literally look like this. They're not even this big.
Smaller.
They are
with a
not
longer
even
tail.
this big at all. They don't have
Aw.
arms this big as well. Oh my god, I forgot I had her here. Oh my god, I love Bohol.
If anything, they were like a little bit slightly bigger than the baby one.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the
Yes.
ones, at least the ones we saw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um.
Why are they suicidal? What happened with that?
So when they are under stress, which a lot of like them go under stress when they're traveling or when you're just not in
Yeah.
their habitat because they're really sensitive.
Also-
they
because like their brain is a little bit smaller than they are, so they.
so their brain is actually a lot smaller than their eyes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
It is.
And their eyes are huge. So but they hit their heads in like hard place. Like
Yeah.
they
So
like
they literally just bang their head against like
On purpose?
yeah.
Whenever they get stressed out, because they
Oh.
don't know what to do with that feeling and like being
They be
overwhelmed,
anxiety.
so they just like
Oh
bang
my
their head and kill
God.
themselves.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, they realized that really early on, and
Yeah.
the conservatory movement started really early for them. So they're no longer an endangered species.
It's
Obviously,
not.
they're still very like sensitive
Yeah.
and like, tethering still. They're still kind of endangered. Yes.
Very sensitive to noise, very sensitive to light.
Yes. So when we were there, we were instructed not to make noises. So in their voices, and no flash photographies.
The first thing my phone did was ring.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And
Did
then
you
the
get
first
kicked out?
No, everyone looks at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
we weren't in yet. We weren't even in. Like we
Oh,
were at
good.
the door.
Oh, good.
And Miss K's phone rang. I'm like, girl. But that was actually like a really short
It was
short
a short trip.
because we just went on a little loop.
Loop.
We
We
saw
got to see 3.
three different
I
ones.
think 2 females and 1 male, or 2 males, 1
Oh.
female.
Yeah. And the
Did
two
you hold
females
them?
were the only ones that were up. Like they were like half asleep.
Yeah.
And then the
Aw.
male was like tucked like somewhere.
Like-
Like you had to like literally, but they're so tiny. Like
So cute. Their tails is so long.
yeah,
Really?
Longer than their body.
their biggest threat is people. Well, obviously people and cats because cats would eat
Oh.
them thinking that they are rats because they have
Long tails.
they literally have a rat tail
Aw.
basically.
And the way they mate is they use scents.
What?
Yes. So when it's mating season, the female scatters her scent. Her pheromones.
Oh.
Yes, her pheromones to like the where the males are, and then the males pick out a scent of which they like. They made a mating call, and then the girl already know what kind of mating call it is, so they make it, and then the way that she was telling us about like how they run around, chase each other under the moonlight.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then their sex only lasts like
50
5 seconds.
and then the male kicks them out.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like bye.
So it's like a one night stand situation with them.
And they can only mate 5 times a year.
Yeah, 5
Yeah,
times a year.
5.
Wow.
The males.
The male can mate up to 5 females, but they only give birth to one.
Like this.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
And it hangs on to them for
Yeah.
3 months, I think.
Yeah, and then the
Aw.
male tries to like kill the baby because they have jealousy.
They have
issues.
jealousy.
So the female has to protect the babies from the male.
That's like that. You know, that's what wild cats do. Like a male cat. If there's like a male
Like
kitten.
lions.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then after Tarsiers, we went to the boat ride.
Yeah.
Balik sa Bohol, balik.
Oh, that was when
It's
you were
fun.
dancing.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Fun fact, actually, I've been taking Ubers because my car has broken down recently. So I've been taking Ubers and I've been having like a lot of Filipino drivers, and they always tell me like, "Did you go to the floating restaurants?" And I was like, "Yes." Literally, 2 people asked me.
Yeah.
that randomly.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "Do you have?" You went to the-"
Really?
Yes, they're very known, I guess. And then I was like, "Yeah, we went there. It's so good."
It was
like,
so
the
good. The food was so
musicians.
good, but you know what was the best part about that?
the singer.
The
The
singer.
singer.
Zara.
I think
Zara. I'm so sorry, girl. I think it's Zara or Zyra. One of those two.
Yeah.
When you
Girl-
were dancing, she was singing.
Yes.
I thought it was
her.
recording.
No.
No,
It was
that
good.
girl. You should see our face when we realized the first time because I was
That
like,
she was singing. I was like, "What's that? Who's singing that?"
yeah, because it literally
Really?
sounded like pre-recorded. The first time.
Yeah.
It was her.
It was her.
What?
And she literally was like a jukebox because she was like, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm like, sis, sing OPM. So like she was singing a lot of Regine.
Yeah.
You can ask her to sing anything. She would sing it.
Oh my
But
gosh.
we try to keep it Filipino because I was trying to also show Justice like Filipino songs and stuff like
She
that.
was very shocked because I don't think she knew that you were gonna be in that boat.
Yeah.
Really?
As soon as Brett came, she was like, "Oh my god, Bretman rocks."
She was like,
It looked like, was it closed for you guys or were the other people there?
Yeah, they were like,
it was
had-
just us.
they rented a
Period.
boat,
But there's multiple
Boats,
boat
yeah.
restaurants. So like we were passing by a lot
Oh.
of other boat tiers.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we're just like waving to them. Some of them actually like recognized me and like waited for me at the
Yeah.
dock.
I bet.
At the
It was
end.
a lot of their workers that was so cute. They were just like
Aw.
with their phones, like waving at Brett.
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of that on
Yeah.
TikTok. It was so cute.
So sweet. And then
We went to Chocolate Hills.
yeah, after the boat rides we went to Chocolate Hills. What did you think about the Chocolate Hills?
I think it was marvelous.
I think it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I think also
It's
because even when I was a kid and I was still living in the Philippines, we had like posters of
Yeah.
them in every classroom, and
And,
I would
like,
always wish to go to like the Bohol.
same because
Chocolate
of
Hills.
Chocolate Hills. I always wanted to see that because of like about how what they taught us about it. And
Yeah.
it's like the wonders of the Philippines is one Bohol.
This time of the year, though, it is giving matcha chocolate hills because it's giving like it's green
It
right
was
now.
still green,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Because it
Also, like the mountains? or?
during dry season is when it gives like the chocolate fantasy.
Oh.
So I think what she was from what I remember, it was built because of the erosions since the island doesn't really have volcanoes.
Mm.
They think the chocolate hills were under water.
Yeah,
Once
so they
upon a
just
time.
kind of like kind of
It's like the lava song.
yes. So basically, it kind of just like eroded to like those little lumps because it couldn't produce like lava.
Oh.
Because the other like coming in was like maybe 4 hours. Like their neighbor island had 7 volcanoes, so I guess that was like one way of like pushing.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
It's like a
tectonic
domino
plate. Yeah,
effect.
so it
Mhm.
goes
Oh,
up,
interesting.
make little hills. But the story that I like was like about the giants and how she fell in love with a mortal.
Yeah,
and-
there's a
Aw.
bunch of like theories and like stories of how
Yeah.
they're made. But continue.
But she was like they were basically like she wanted to get married by this mortal, but they couldn't. So he started crying, like this hills, and that's how they made Chocolate Hills.
Mm.
Right.
And for some
Okay.
people, if you guys don't know why Chocolate Hills are called Chocolate Hills, is because they look like the kisses.
The Kisses Chocolate Hills.
yeah.
And it's amazing because they
Oh.
also have like chocolate kisses now. And it's not like the kisses, like the kisses chocolate, but
yeah.
it's like these peanut chocolate. It's like a local delicacy now where it's Bohol exclusive and it's like peanut butter kisses is what they call
It's
it. Right?
really
Aw.
good, and it looks like a mountain.
Yeah.
Did
Not-
you bring
not
those
chocolate.
back?
I don't think we brought those
No.
back. I think that's the ones that I mixed up with peas.
Justice was really in love with those. 'cause it
Yeah.
was
I
made out of
bet.
peanut butter.
He'd be loving the
He
peanut
ate
butter.
those up, girl.
And then the ATVs.
And then after that, we rode the ATVs, and that was so fun.
That
That
was
was
fun.
so
It was.
fun.
I think my favorite part about the whole ATV was the pictures we took.
Yeah. You can tell they get so many like tourists because like even our tour guides were doing like the self. I'm sure you guys have seen like those self drone like human drone
self-drones, yeah.
videos
Oh,
of like
really?
people like running and then going around in circles and going like this and back. But he also had like poses for us like
Yes.
prepared, girl.
He was like, "You go over there, you go over there, and then you jump when I say jump." And I was like, we were all looking at each other like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
And
Like,
every time they would give our phones back, we'd be like, "Oh my god, that's what you were trying to do."
I was like, "Wow."
Those, oh my god, I miss those guys. But I didn't expect for us to get that. I knew we were
Dirty.
gonna get dirty because obviously they warned us. But bitch,
I already knew because when we were top of the Chocolate Hills, I could see the
Yeah.
ATV way, and I was asking them, I was like, "Is that where we're gonna be like ATVing at?" Just curious because girl, the mud, every section was mud. Like the whole thing was
Really?
mud.
and
I was like,
what's
"Oh my
crazy is these guys wanted us dirty. I can tell because even if it's split into two ways and one was drier than the other, they made sure we drove in the wet one.
God." With the puddle.
They
With
said
the
full
puddles.
experience.
Yes,
Yeah,
a little
girl.
puddle,
Yeah.
and then like you have to keep going because if you if you stop, I feel like you're gonna sink.
Really?
I do feel bad for Justice and Lindsay though because
Oh,
I don't know why. I think maybe just the dirt ingredient of the dirt. I don't know, but they got rashes from the mud.
Really?
Like wherever the
just
mud.
rashes.
Yeah, like he got red. Remember
my
when we were
gosh.
taking it all out and like
Yeah.
Lindsay was like, yeah, Justice
Lindsay
had
got an
it
eye
too.
Oh,
infection.
Lindsay got an eye
What?
infection because the mud got in her eye.
Oh, poor Lindsay.
I
I'm sorry,
know.
Lindsay. I'm not laughing.
She well, I'm laughing because how she reacted, because she swore it was like the biggest eyesore ever, but really it was just like a small like little red thing.
Like
Oh.
you know how
But
like, when
she
you-
swore something was growing in her eye.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lindsay,
Oh.
girl.
it was one of those like infections where you can't really tell unless you tell someone like you have infected.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I think she
yeah.
was feeling the bump, but there was no bump there.
Yeah.
Or you could tell.
Yeah.
Like from my eye.
She just
She
looked
probably
like
like saw something in like her peripheral.
Yeah.
She's like, something's there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But that was the most funnest.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we were just all tired, went home.
And then second day.
Second day.
After we finished the ATV, we went to go try tumok.
Tumok?
Kefir.
Oh,
The coconut wine.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
so good.
So
Is that
good.
what you brought back? That little bottle?
No, that's a mango wine.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that in El Nido somewhere, and I was like, I want to try that.
I feel like you should get some.
I'm gonna get some when we get back because we tasted the 1-day-old and the 3-day-old
Yes.
one, which gave like, well, basically if you don't know what tumok is, it's fermented coconut sap,
Yeah.
Oh.
and a lot of the local farmers drank it, and now it's like becoming like it's having a resurgence because
It's like their version of like fermented alcohol.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And we went to like I mean, not in a rude way, but we went to a random lady's house,
Yes.
like in the middle of
Yeah.
the road, and we get there, and she had already like a kind of like a tumok tasting like table,
Yeah.
Oh.
and
I guess she was known for it. That actual thing.
and we had the 1-day-old one and the 3-day-old one, which honestly, it wasn't giving like super alcoholic. It was giving kombucha, if
Yeah,
anything.
yes.
The taste
Oh,
of
so
it.
it's really
I
fermented.
didn't like the day old one because it was just kind of bitter a little bit.
Yeah,
The 3-day old one was really good.
it tastes like a burp.
Yeah, but we
Mm.
also tried a 7-month-old one.
Was that the best?
The next
Which
day.
we will get
Yeah.
to. So our second full day in Bohol, we started off again really early, but I guess not really
Later,
early, like
later,
later in
like
the day
10
around
o'clock,
10 o'clock
10:30.
because we were needing to get some business done in the morning. But we went to Pahangog Fall.
Hangag.
Pahangog Fall. Yeah, and
Okay.
and it was so fun.
Beautiful.
Remember how many steps it was?
It was like 5,000 steps.
Bitch, no it wasn't. It was 500.
Oh, 540 something.
But
steps.
before that 500 steps is 5,000 steps, girl. They really dug
Girl,
life
it was
to
a
it.
whole walk.
They were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be 500 stairs. They didn't tell us that before the stairs there
There
was a hike.
20-minute
Oh.
walk.
And I'm like, oh my god, girl. Which I'm not complaining, but I'm like, girl, I mentally prepared myself for the 50 steps because even the 230 steps in Chocolate Hill on that sun, bitch, that had to been worse than like a stairmaster.
my
It was
God.
like it was like giving like every 10 steps. We're like, oh my gosh.
That's like if you did Stairmaster in a sauna full blast. Like I was
Oh,
that's what it was
God.
giving. So I already knew the next day I was like mentally preparing myself for
Yeah.
the but girl, they didn't tell us that it was a hike and then the stairs. But we get there nonetheless, and it was so beautiful, very much worth it.
Worth the leg shaking. as
Yes.
well.
And, yes.
It
That's
was
what's
worth it.
so embarrassing. I also forgot to mention, not to backtrack this much, but like when we went back to Manila in between our El Nido and Bohol trip, I also ended my 75 hard. And I had not worked out for 4 days
Yeah.
since then. And bitch, when I tell you, my legs were shaking. Like it was giving sea legs. And we were going downhill, so I'm like, I didn't even go uphill, so I don't know why my legs are so tired. Girl, it was shaking boots, but we met so many nice locals. These like girls there
Yeah.
were like really sweet sea.
How was the water? You went in the water.
Why didn't you go in the water?
It's because I was wearing makeup
You were wearing makeup and you didn't
and
have
I didn't
clothes.
have clothes. Yeah.
Because I was like, Miss K, can I use your shorts?
I was
'Cause
like, I don't
sure
have
not gonna
anything
use
under.
it. But thankfully our guide had
Had
some.
shorts, yeah.
But it was just really me and Justice like playing around in the falls. It was like a cutesy little date. It was
Yeah.
so
Aw.
romantic.
With everyone there.
I feel like I felt like we were like little forest fairies. And it was so sweet. Like I even opened up some Sunny Angels. I shared my fruits with the locals. How did you find the falls?
It was beautiful. I think it was really nice. It was like we have a lot of falls in Hawaii, and I don't think it had like any similarities like here. Like,
Yeah,
you could
it
compare.
was. The rock was like not like how our rocks are
Yes,
formed in
it's not.
Hawaii.
It's very more like rough.
Yeah, I
It's
feel.
not as smooth.
I feel like the color. I feel like the color too. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like-
brown, like
yeah.
your shirt.
Yeah.
And here it's like very like rock,
Dark.
like dark rock, like volcanic rock. But that was like giving like
With the greeneries and like just like how,
Yeah,
like, the water.
the
It was like really nice.
it was
And-
so nice.
And I think what kind of like made it more magical was the bamboo bridge.
Oh, like the little bamboo bridge
Yes,
across.
that-
Yeah,
that one across.
that is a
I was
very
like, wow,
smart.
That's a really nice touch.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I went up first, maybe 10 minutes before them, because I knew I was gonna be huffing and puffing going up that stairs.
Uh huh.
Honestly, it was not bad.
I don't know why. Like going up, I was like, whoa, girl.
This
I
is
was like,
fine. Yeah.
yeah.
Going down was worse. I was like,
Really?
and because like I think the stairs was like this. They were built like this. So when you're stepping, you're literally feet.
you
are,
have
like,
to
going
kind of
like
balance
this.
yourself, like center
Yeah.
yourself as well.
So your feet is like
Interesting.
going like this instead of going like that. It's like this
Mhm.
going down. So I think that might have been the reason why we were like shaking.
Mm.
And then after Pahangog Falls, we went to the pharmacy.
The pharmacy. Oh my gosh, the papaya anchovy
Salad.
salad.
Girl, my favorite one was the
I feel
the
like
banana Q with the sauce.
it's like literally.
Oh my god, I
The
want to go
tart.
back already. Like I'm not.
Kat, you would have loved that place.
Really?
It was like a
Yes.
farm to lunch.
Oh, I love
Farm to
those.
table.
Farm to table.
I
Would you like to
love
tell
those.
them what their motto or life?
So a farm to table is basically they
They grow everything.
they go everything and then they go to the farm. So whatever that they have in stock is what they cook with.
Self-sufficient.
So they never have the same menu and they only like do it once a day.
Once a month or once a week. They
Once
only
a week.
take
Yeah. So they
clients
wait.
once a week.
So it was like a whole course meal. So we had like a couple appetizers and then on like a meal and then the
It was an
dessert.
8-course meal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, I was asking about like what the pharmacy meant.
Oh yeah, you can handle that.
So the pharmacy, it's spelled like the FR. Let me look at my notes.
Pharmacy.
Oh,
like
it was
F-A-R-M.
called the FRMCY, the pharmacy, and it's like a play on word of farm and pharmacy because food is what
Oh, I
heals
remember.
you,
Mhm.
and they believe that food is supposed to be a healing thing. And it's supposed to be a healing experience, and we obviously didn't realize that at first because, bitch, when they laid out the first 2 courses, they were gone like that
And
to a
that's-
point where
What?
to a point where our chef had to come out and was like, you know, our philosophy here is that you talk and you talk about the food and you enjoy it and you take your
Slowly.
time. And I was like,
we all looked
and
at
I'm
each
like,
other
and I'm like
oh.
mid last bite to like, and I'm like, oh, okay. Cause girl, it was so good that I was like,
That was after
Next.
the waterfall hike, okay?
Yeah.
So we were hungry.
we were valid. Girl, I
The
was,
way we all looked at each other like, oh, we were supposed to take that.
no, because it was an 8-course meal and we were already on the 4th course, and we had just sat.
Yeah. So. It's the way where we're like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the next couple of times we were like, okay, so this is
Taking
really
our time and
good.
talking.
Yeah.
Did you see the blue rice?
Yeah. The macro.
And I'm like,
really
Miss K,
nice.
which one of the 3 did you like the most?
Yeah.
Like, girl. Meanwhile, I'm like foaming in the mouth, like waiting
Yeah.
waiting to take my next bite. And then they showed us around their farm, which was really nice. But
They made their own fertilizers.
they make their
too.
own fertilizers. But
Period.
as much of the garden nerd I wanted to be, bitch,
It was so hot.
it was so fucking hot. I had so many questions I had to like bite my tongue asking because as much as I cared, I could not sit in the sun to listen. If I
I
had like
thought
an
I was being rude, not gonna lie, because every time he would like tell us to go somewhere, I would be like in the shade.
I would find the nearest shade. I'm like, sir, I like you know me, girl. I love. I need. I want. I. If anything, I was the one that kept asking if you could see the garden.
Yeah.
But when we got out there, I'm like, oh my god, bitch.
The
Like,
humid.
oh my god.
I think it's because we were like humid, we were just sweating, we were wet
Yeah.
from like the waterfall, so everything was just like
I think at that point there was nothing we wanted to do more than nap.
yeah,
Like they had like these not
bungalows.
no the
Hammocks?
Hammocks?
like set up, and I'm like that hammock looks so good. If I sit in that right now,
I would not.
I would not. Like I would just leave me here. But they couldn't leave me there because we had 3 other places to go.
You're not even done yet?
No.
No, girl,
Oh
I
my
promise we're
God.
almost done with the day.
This is a
That was
long
our
day.
second. But
We went to
no, because I was really adamant about having to get the knife first.
yes.
So, you know how I told you guys that the first night we went to Bohol, we had Chef Chris who told us about their knives and how they're known for their knives. After we went to the pharmacy, I was like, can we please find these knives?
Yes.
So I got some knives. I also convinced Justice to buy Kat a knife as a
Did
truce.
you get it?
I did.
Did you like it?
Not the truth.
As a truce. I'm like, so Kat stops bullying you. And I got some for me as well and for my fruit cutting videos, of course. And
They were very well made knives. It was literally like behind the store is literally people
like people
Really?
like pounding it.
and
Like,
then when you buy it, they sharpen it for you on the spot.
Mhm.
So
I haven't used mine yet. I'm too scared. I need to use it on fruit or something because it's a smaller one.
Yeah.
it's cute.
Cutting on herbs with it or
Oh
something.
yeah.
I got it just for like my fruits, and then I got the big one just to have in the house. So I'm like, after we got the knives, well, it was only just me, Justice, and Lindsay that got knives.
Yeah.
We went to
To
go
asin-
see,
The Sinti Buok.
how they make a Sinti Buok.
It's basically a handmade saw in a clay pot. So basically they use the ocean water and they marinate
Marinate, yeah.
marinate the coconut husk for like 3 months, and after that 3 months they let it air dry, and after it air dries they burn it, and the ashes they put it and then once the coconut turns into ashes they put it in this big filter and then run water with it, and that's what
Salt
makes
water.
the salt water.
Yeah. They run salt. So it's like super salt.
Like natural salt, and then they put it in this big, I don't know if like an open oven
Yeah.
where
Almost
you-
like a kiln. Not really a kiln because
Yeah.
they're not curing the pots there.
They were like calling it an oven in the video.
yeah.
Okay, so oven. So they basically roast it until the clay pot, because they put it in a clay pot until the clay pot breaks, and as soon as it breaks, that's when you know it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
For
And
8 hours, it says.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
just
they make it
constantly
for-
cooking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they just kept feeding it, and then they just kept putting water in it.
What I love about it is I think it was the FDA that had banned salt for a while.
Yeah.
And they can only use iodized salt. So because of that rule, I think I want to say it was early 2000s,
Mhm.
late 90s, early 2000s, one of those. The making of that was banned because they could only use
Yeah.
iodized salt. So it's kind of like a dying craft, but in early 2010s, I think
Two families.
2 families discovered it and had made
Their sons kind of was like, we don't want this tradition to end, so they kind of just restarted it again.
restarted again. They found like tourists to like put some back it up, like have interest in it, and because of that, it revived again, and they are allowed to make a Sinti Buok. I think actively 3 families are the only ones that are
Yes,
still
yes.
actively making a Sinti Buok.
And it's a really good salt.
Yes, you brought one home.
Yeah, I brought one for my mom. And honestly, when I bought that, I was like, oh my god, I don't think she's gonna like it. I even asked her, I was like, do you think my mom will like this? She loves it.
Bitch, I know she's not even gonna use that.
No, literally,
She's
like,
literally gonna like
it.
pray to, like, knowing Miss K's mom, like she
No,
is
she
very
was literally like, I'm gonna
sentimental.
put it up there and like just let it sit up there. Like,
Yes, that's so. That's why I didn't
Yes.
get my mom one, because I'm like, I know you're not gonna use it, but I did buy it for my brother and my uncle Bubot, and well, to share with Aizen and John, but because I know they're actually gonna use it.
Yeah.
If I buy my mom anything expensive, she thinks it's a display. Like, and this is for like her LV bags, a knife. I'm like, Mom, if you're gonna display these things, it's like, what? I'm like, what's the point of me getting it for you if you're just like there to like look at it? But I just knew your mom was gonna use it. Like,
No,
not
we
gonna
used
use
it right
it.
away.
Oh, you made her use it?
Yes. I
Oh,
was
okay.
Like, no, I'm gonna do it right now because I want to see how you do it, and I wanted to actually like go.
Yeah.
Grade it for myself.
That's literally what I did to for Kat.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You graded
He
it
showed me
too?
right away.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so excited to open that.
Yeah, I was even like, Kat, I'm gonna walk the dogs, and while I walk the dogs, I need you to watch this video. And I made her watch the insider, like how they
Yeah,
make it.
yeah.
It's so interesting.
It's literally that same guy. We saw that same guy
Oh,
that was in
really?
the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in there.
Oh my god.
And then, good thing Peyton, my niece Peyton, loves a good rice and salt combination. Like she could eat that. For
What did
herself.
Peyton think of it?
She likes it. She was like, "Oh, it's a little sweet."
Oh my
Literally had a
god.
whole plate of rice and that salt.
Girl,
That's so
that
funny.
girl. I
And my mom
cannot.
was like, she kind of noticed how like it had a smoky taste. to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well-
not like regular salt.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Have you used it on your own cooking yet?
No,
I thought you were gonna bust it out at dinner yesterday, honestly.
No, because I don't have the great thing.
Not even like a regular cheese grater?
You do.
You do.
I saw it in the.
Maybe I do.
handles.
In my head, I was
just-
like, I want to get a thicker one, so it'd be like.
I thought you had already one, so I didn't end up ordering you one. But did you see how mine's one came?
No, I'll look at
it's
it.
so much better.
Oh, and then we literally got finished about that, and we were gonna go watch the Fireflies, but we had like an unexpected plan.
Invitation.
Saying like,
Ooh.
oh, because we were like, everyone is telling us to go to this bee farm.
Yeah, Miss K, you actually brought it up in the morning.
Yes. 'cause
In the
someone
morning,
was
right even before we went to the falls, Miss K was like, someone was DMing me about a bee farm. And our tour guide, Jacob, heard it. And I guess he reached out to our last tour guide, Merlot, the day before.
Yeah.
And they're friends. And then they had a whole like lunch set up for us. And they were like, come to bee farm. And honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was really just like a
Yes.
restaurant number.
Or I thought it was a bee farm. I
Yeah,
honestly
that
thought
too, that
It was
too.
gonna be like big craters of like honey.
What was it?
It was like a village
A
of like
village
What?
of farms.
a farm to table,
I
a
was
lot of
like-
just like small little things, but they're mainly known for their ice cream.
Yes, they're ice cream, and then they
Ooh.
make things out of art. Like they what is that called? Like recyclable items. They don't let anything go to waste. They
Really?
reuse it to make into
Uh,
something.
I love self-sufficient.
I
That
was-
is where we got these actually.
yeah, the little
Period.
honeys.
Wait, is that where you got the really good,
Yes,
good
but
ice cream?
sadly, I learned that their bee ran away. The queen bee ran away,
Ran
so
away,
they
yeah,
don't
so they
have
don't
a
have
bee any more bees. They it is a different town that manufactures
Yeah.
their honeys now, because in Bohol, it's kind of like Hunger Games in a way, where each town is known for making something.
Mm.
And now there's a different town that makes the knife.
Yeah.
There's a town that makes the honeys. There's a town that makes the kisses.
Wow.
So they're all kind of just like this big community goods. Like,
That makes Bohol.
I
yeah, that
love
makes
that.
what
Yeah.
it
I wonder,
is.
I wonder if they like trade things.
I'm pretty
They
sure
do.
they do.
That's
they do.
amazing.
They
Yeah.
all use whatever that's like they make in Bohol. They
So
all
for
use
a
it.
Sinti Buok, for example, they get their pots from a different part of town.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that.
It's I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Like,
That's such a beautiful community. Like I wish we
It
could
is,
do
'cause
that more here in the
yeah, they all
States
use it.
and in
Mhm.
Hawaii.
I'm sure that's how Hawaii communities were before. you
Yeah.
know,
And then
America.
So we get to the bee farm, thinking I was like, oh my god, okay, not knowing knowing that we have to be out of there in like what 30 minutes.
Because we were under the impression of like, seeing the fireflies. And then we meet we get there and I'm like, oh my god, these birds. And then one
met
of
the
the
owner.
the owner Marge,
The daughter.
the owner's daughter
Yeah.
Marge met us, and she was telling us about how the birds on the side were actually rescues from
Yes.
like animal pet stores that are around, and they just buy all the
'Cause they feel
birds and
bad.
give them like a bigger like
Aw.
enclosure. And I was like, oh my god, I love
And
it
then
here.
they have dogs because
They-
they felt bad, so they kind of kept it from the streets.
Yeah.
Cats also.
And then as we were like catching stories with her, she was like, I'm actually from Hawaii. And I was like, I know you're from Hawaii because you just said it like Hawaii, not Hawaii.
Like Hawaii.
And I was like, where were you from? And she was like, oh, Eva Beach. And I'm like, girl, that's where
What?
I'm from.
Yeah.
And then we go, what elementary? Because she was like, oh, I don't remember much because I moved back home when I was 11,
Yeah.
12. And I was like, so what elementary school did you go to? She goes, Kaimiloa. I'm like,
Literally.
I went
us.
to Kaimiloa Elementary School. So the owners of the Bohol Bee Farm, Lola Vicky, worked
Changed my
here,
life.
truly.
Changed my
Worked
life.
here in the early 90s to mid 90s.
Yes, by herself.
By herself and her kids.
Yeah, and her kids. So she was a single mom of what, 3?
3 as well. And I was like very touched because like not only was she grew up in Hawaii and is Filipino, but
Yeah.
like she had a single mother raising 3 kids, and I'm like, oh my god, this
And
is
she
like
had to,
my
like-
life AF.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she had to work like 3 different jobs and like
To make ends meet,
Yeah, and she
Aw.
still had time for her kids.
Wow.
which was so beautiful.
Miss Queen V, I think she has the life that I want to live. I
Yeah.
think we all do.
What do you remember the quote that like
She
said-
honestly, the one quote that made me think about my life is like, dang, that I don't feel bad, is that there's always time to change what you're doing, what your passion.
Yes.
It's never like one thing, like you always have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I literally wrote that quote.
Really?
She said, "You can change your lifestyle whenever you want."
Yes.
Period.
Because it's your life. And I know it's a quote that you didn't hear for the first time.
Yeah.
But I think it's how she said it with such like
And she
power
Yeah.
that I'm like,
Mm.
no, this woman did exactly that. Like
and she lived it.
and she did. She was like, I just got bored of like working for people. So
Yes.
I came home and I started this business, and she
She's-
was telling us about everything that she believes in. And it was a lot of the similar things that I believe in, things that I value. And what's really amazing about Bohol Bee Farm is it's set in the kind of like the center of a community.
Yeah.
And she only hires people from that community. She doesn't
Yeah.
even
Period.
allow
So she
them.
helps like the people, the families. Literally, I think her daughter was like, we don't hire people based on their education. We hire them based on their family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like a lot of them are not even college
Yes.
grads or anything, like, or like a lot of them they hire like as high schoolers, and they like work around the
Because
whole.
to get a good
Yeah.
job in the Philippines, you gotta have at least a college degree.
Yeah.
Even if you're just
Uh-huh.
applying for like a bellboy at the hotel,
Mhm.
you need to have.
Oh,
a
I remember
college degree.
seeing that. Yeah, on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And she was just so memorable. Her
Yes.
house was so beautiful. It truly felt like a fairy's
Yeah.
home.
Because she was like, she was like, she told us about how she built her house, how she doesn't want to destroy because we're the destroyers. If we destroy, then there's no beauty. So you have to build around it for it to be.
Like it literally
Mm.
felt like a tree house.
Yes.
Like
So literally,
love
she
that.
lived in on a side of the mountain with trees everywhere and overlooking an ocean, and the trees are like just going in her house.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so she just built around it, and
amazing.
I was like, Brett, this is literally your dream house.
I didn't want to say that, but I was like, girl, this is in my mood board. Like, and I think it was that moment where I realized, like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have to retire
Yeah.
home. Like, I don't want to die in America.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be
And then,
where my heart is happy. And just her telling me
And
that she can
yeah.
change, you can change your life whenever. I'm like, not that I'm like thinking about changing my life now, but I kind of gave myself the goal of like at least buying my next property back
Yeah.
in the Philippines and like
Period.
working on my retirement home. Yes, I'm in my like mid 20s, but girl, it's never too motherfucking early to like think about where you want to die and where you want to spend the rest of your life. Because I'm definitely
Yeah. That's what she's
gonna live my American
Yeah.
dream and then live my Filipino dream.
Yeah, she was literally like, I could never see myself living in America. I was so sad there. And then she had to make it a point where like her parents was telling her like, are you sure you want to move back to the Philippines? There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So she did, and then she was like, the only reason why I came back was because I was so unhappy in America. I did not see myself living like that my whole life. So she came
Wow.
back, she found a property,
And started Bee
Yeah,
Farm.
and
And,
she
now
was
it's like 20
yeah.
years old.
and she was like, I didn't even have to go to school for this. I just did
Wow.
it because I was in love with it and I was so happy doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang.
And I just love everything she stands for.
Yeah.
And like, I think what stuck with me is like, she said that she can really feel my energy. And like, I don't know if I just feel like this way with a lot of like older Filipino women, but like, it's just like the way that they look at me sometimes. I know
Yeah.
they see through me.
Yeah.
And I know, like, just even that, looking at her, I'm like, girl, you are like in the other side of the world, but we have so many things in common. And for an older lady to like know me and like know everything about me, I was like, oh my God, like, Bretman Rock is so much more than like what I ever think it is. But like, just seeing her, knowing who I was was like, oh my God, bitch. I'm that girl. But
We went from like, we were supposed to stay there for 30 minutes to being at like 2 hours.
yeah, so Miss Kim was like,
Just
we had to be there
talking
for 30 minutes.
stories.
But after I saw all the stray dogs, I'm like, can we just stay here for dinner?
Because we would have to backtrack too for like another drive back.
Mhm.
Well, it's like
Where
the
we
fact that
was.
you weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
Yes.
But like I feel like something drew you there.
For sure.
And then meeting her was probably such an amazing
it was.
experience. And seeing the
Even
community.
just like for Brian and Lindsay, they were like, oh my God, sorry.
Because she lived.
Oh my God,
she
we
lived,
love
all
her.
of us. The daughter lived in New York, right next to where
Wow.
Brian lived.
Yeah.
Wow, and
Yeah,
then she's
so
from
she
Eva.
had like a little piece of
That's
us.
crazy.
We all like found, we all found ourselves in them. I was like, wait, that's
Wow.
crazy. And I could have stayed for like 3 more
Yes,
hours there,
we
girl.
were
Just like,
obsessed with their ice cream. We can't wait for you to
guys,
franchise it.
what is your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor has to be the caramel.
That's all you had.
I did.
My
And I
favorite.
will eat it again and again and again.
I also could eat it because it was made out of 80% coconut milk and 10% skim milk.
Yeah.
I like the marunggay flavor. I like the durian flavor. I like the mango. That was it.
I
those
wish I
three.
tasted the peanut kisses.
Justice was girl. When I tell you, oh my God.
That was so funny. Wait, that was our third day.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get to
Okay.
this story. It's
Yeah.
about my man's. But the third day, it was a very chill day. I spent the day kind of like running around, taking pictures with Brian, like, because
Yeah.
we brought so many clothes. And I was like, Brian, we need to be girly girls and just do like a little photo shoot.
Which
And we did like 3 outfits. That was also when I was getting my hair braided. Like,
That was amazing.
That was all
Thank
Brian.
I love the
you.
love you showed those aunties. They looked so cute.
They were
shout out
amazing.
to Marianne and Danica. Girl, they showed me love.
Yes.
And
Really?
like, people were like, oh, I love how you're showing them love. I'm like, girl, only if you could hear what the whole time they were like, you're so pretty. You're the prettiest person I've
Yeah,
ever.
she was like, "Ang liit
And you
ng mukha
know my
mo."
ass was living for that.
Yeah, I'm like, your skin is so brown. I love it. It's so
Aw.
beautiful.
Yeah. I'm like, sis, we're the same color. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
But they were so sweet. Like, people thought I was being sweet to them. I'm like, girl,
Because
they
they were
the
already
sweet
hyping
one.
Brett up, and they didn't even know. Who
They didn't
Brett
even know
was.
me. Like,
Really?
no.
They just know Brett was like famous. That's all. Because they
Aw.
didn't know what or how.
Yeah, they just like, oh, we know you. But I'm like, the end, they were like, what's your name? I'm like,
Yeah.
sis. So sweet. And then that night we went to go see the
Fireflies.
um
You guys, okay, I love the Fireflies. It was amazing, beautiful, one of a kind. But
experience.
I was thinking like going to like a bayou and then like trees around me and like
She
at
said
night.
Princess and the Frog.
Yes, that's what we all felt.
Yes.
Evangeline.
We really did.
like actually
like we wanted to like see like the fireflies coming after us, like just in front of us, like
I was
everywhere.
like full on like you would not believe your eyes.
yeah,
Girl.
girl, it was
We get
really
there and it's like 3 trees that had like just a bush of them.
one single tree.
I'm not complaining though because those like nighttime like river rides were kind of magical. I was like, wait, this is
Really?
We
kinda
made
cute.
it. We made it so much fun.
Yeah,
Aw.
and the whole time we were like
Just cracking up.
just
songs.
cracking up, but we had a theme like we. Cause you know how we played that game, like the little car game. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, we can only sing songs about light, and we would be like, "Baby, when they look up at the sky," like the whole time we would just like sing any song with lights, and it was like the funniest thing
Yeah, we
ever.
were just kept singing, and I feel like the uncle was like, "What are they saying?"
Girl, but it was magical nonetheless.
Yeah, we all know. Okay, so I noticed about us is that we don't know how to follow instructions.
What?
Yes,
Because
because
the first thing they said was no flash, flash.
justice flash. I'm like, girl.
I'm
We're like,
dead.
sorry.
Also, I never saw this before, but the glowing plankton.
The planktons. Oh my god.
What?
Yes.
So where we were is brackish water. Brackish water is basically where the river meets
Meets
the ocean, and it's like it creates brackish water, which is salty, fresh water. And these like planktons live in it, which only shows up in warmer seasons, is what they
Yes,
said.
yes. Which is
And
warmer
if you
there all
touch
time.
the water, the water literally glows. I've seen videos about it before, but it's
I've only seen it on the shoreline.
yeah, the
Oh,
shoreline.
I've
On
seen those
video.
videos.
The yeah, you've seen
Yeah,
those.
yeah, yeah.
But it was my phone was so bad at capturing it. I think you need like a specific like UV filtered like camera for that. Cause girl, my phone caught darkness. Even the fireflies, darkness.
But when you touch it, it was like glowing.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm like splashing it. I'm like, oh my god, it's glowing.
It was so cutesy. And then
Then that's when the ice cream story comes.
so
in.
after the bee farm, I'm sorry. So after the fireflies, there was a bee farm.
Oh, prior to this, you guys, we were so in love with the ice cream. That's all we were talking about the whole day.
Yes, especially Justice, because
Yeah.
ice cream is literally his weakness.
Yeah.
So we were already talking about it, and we get to the fireflies, and we notice that there is a bee cafe. I think it's
Yeah.
called a bee cafe.
Yeah.
A bee cafe.
Yeah, bee cafe.
It's not the same one you guys were visiting.
It's
It
a bee
was.
farm,
It's
but it's like
a
they
franchise.
have like different franchises, like smaller
I see,
ones.
I see.
Where we were is like the H headquarters basically, and then they have like
Oh.
smaller
Small,
restaurants
yeah.
here and there. And we had
We finished the
we
tour,
finished the tour.
and then and then they were like, oh my
We
god.
get
should-
out, and then they're closed. But our
Justice was like, can you ask them if they're
yeah
open?"
Prime, who is like our main guy that was helping us around Bohol, kind of like opens the little thing and was like, can we just get ice cream? We're not gonna buy anything else, because I think their kitchen was closed, because they don't just serve ice cream, but we only wanted the ice cream. And Justice was like, oh, I'll just get you ice cream, like just stay in the car. So I stay in the car. Miss Kaaye, Justice, Lindsay, and Brian all go
Yeah.
get ice cream. I get Miss Kaaye comes back with my ice cream.
We
and
all
like
have our ice cream.
they all have their ice cream and Justice didn't have his ice cream. And I was like, babe, I thought you wanted ice cream. That's all you could talk about.
Where's
And
yours?
girl, they told me that he ate his ice cream before he could even pay.
What?
Literally, while he was paying, he was halfway done with his ice cream, and I guess by the time he went to the car, it was all gone.
It was gone by the time we were back in the car. I
I'm
was like,
dead.
girl, I know it was that good, but like, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and after that, he was like, I want more.
That's so funny.
and then after that, me and Justice, well, I don't know what you did, but we got back to the hotel, and me and Justice went to go get our little massage.
Oh, I was right next to you guys the whole time.
Oh yeah, and I know. I didn't notice because we were like dead
They
as
were
fuck.
getting their massage. I was in the hammocks, swaying my little happy self.
I'm dead.
I was like asleep, bitch. Even Justice was like snoring because they had us turn over, and when they turned us over, girl, Justice was just snoring, and I was like cackling.
I had a margarita, mango margarita.
Yeah, and then
Ooh.
after that, I walk out and it's just this bitch and Lindsay by the pool, and
Right
I'm
next
like,
to the
what are
pool.
y'all doing?
Just drinking.
I was
But-
too out of it. I'm like, girl.
You got the bouquet though, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
what the girl gave you that?
We had so many gifts from people. We had like the lechon as well.
Hello,
From engineer and
Yeah,
Celine.
engineer Celine.
And then the bouquet of Simiski. Oh my god, I miss Bohol.
It was amazing.
They treat us like so. They spoil us.
Yes.
Philippine definitely spoils us. And then we went back to Manila. But before we go back to Manila, special shout out to Jumbo Crabs. And then after that, we head back to Manila.
Yes, girl. After that plane ride, we ate dinner, got ready, went out.
Went out. Where did we go, Miss K?
Bar. Girl, this was at 12 o'clock.
Was it the club with
You
the?
guys?
Oh, I love those videos I saw on TikTok.
Yes.
Girl, that's not even like the... Oh, sorry, hold on.
You guys, we were so tired. We woke up at what, 10 o'clock to do the photo shoot that we did, the fireflies.
It was a long day.
The photo shoot, and then we no, we didn't even do anything that day. We literally stayed in bed
Yeah, we stayed in bed
until we got on a flight.
and then, yeah. And
And then,
thankfully our flight also was, again, an
An
hour and a half. But
We were like, we gotta take a nap, but we ended up eating dinner.
I was gonna say, but thank God it was a Thursday that we went, because
Yeah.
Thursday are more their like chill days,
Yes.
and that was definitely the vibe we were on. I feel like we could have turned up, like
I kind of did.
given the moment. Girl,
Girl, I was drinking. I was like, my goal tonight is to
taking
get
shots
drunk.
on her own. I'm like, bitch, what about us? Miss K, how many shots did you take?
I
that
took
night?
probably like 7 shots.
Period.
I
and
took
a glass of
5.
champagne.
Yeah, I took 5, which was enough for me. But
'Cause they took a first shot. I was on my 3rd one already.
yeah, but most of that night was very chill. I hung out with Nyana, of course.
Yes.
Queen,
Hello.
so beautiful.
BJ. Hi, Mr. BJ.
Hi, BJ. And then the next day, we had
Pia's birthday.
Pia's birthday.
Yeah, we had the bingo day.
We had the bingo
Ooh.
day. That was really fun, and I'm definitely gonna be stealing that idea because bingo is so fun. And
It
our
is.
family
It's very
does it every
competitive.
party, and I'm like, why
You
do
guys
we
get
never...
competitive.
Girl, we don't get competitive. We
win.
win.
Lethal.
And boy, did we win that
Yes.
fucking at Pia's party. We were like the winning circle. Everyone
Yes.
won but Brian. Like
Literally, we all won twice.
we all won
Okay?
twice.
I know he was mad.
Like, oh girl.
I know he was
No,
blaming
Brian
Lindsay.
won the last one.
Brian
But
won
he
the
only
last
got
one.
Polvoron.
Because he thought it was like a petty winner thing, because like everyone was winning at that
Yeah.
point, and Brian was like, I don't want to win.
And there
if I
was only
didn't."
like what 5 pegs left
Yeah.
to choose from. So
Mm.
I won one, and then the grand prize, which was a Guerlain perfume.
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna steal that from Pia. So Pia, if you see me
so
doing
fun.
bingos for my party, mind your business.
Mm.
And that's what we brought our cousins. I brought my sister. You got Jordy
Jordy,
one.
yeah, those
I had-
my the ones that I won is my giveaways.
Yeah,
Period.
Yeah, the
very
snail
much
whites.
that.
Thank you.
And then our last day, I just had like an IV day. I got my nails done for future project that I'm
Yes.
working on. I can't wait to tell you guys about it when I get back from Coachella.
It's the fact that we didn't want to leave because we started packing 30 minutes prior to like
Our flight.
our flight to our
Which is
flight.
probably the reason why I lost my necklaces. But we won't talk about that. Should we do product of the day?
Yes, we should. Oh my
Girl.
God. Okay, should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so my product of the week, keeping it with the Philippine theme,
Mm-hmm.
is what helped me throughout that whole 2 weeks.
Mind you, you know how I said this bitch was coughing up a storm.
Coughing. So I drank Berocca every day. I literally had to go buy this myself because I was like, I'm gonna need that when I get back home. And I've been drinking it ever since. And it's just a really good like tablet. It makes your like tastes like orange juice. in your
It's like
water.
It's like
Emergency,
an
yeah?
emergency, basically.
Yeah, an emergency. Yeah.
But I would say this has a lot more like benefits in it. I don't know. I'm just saying that. I feel like it has a lot more benefits.
I just feel more energized.
Yeah, it's that, girl. It does make your pee like super yellow, almost
What?
like orange.
Yes.
Girl, because the first time I drank that and I peed, I was like, am I okay? Like, because I know I've been drinking my water.
No,
Like,
he
why-
literally had to come up to us like, hey, you guys, if you guys drink that, does your pee turn
Am I the
orange?"
only one?
Yeah. And we're like, no, it's normal.
My favorite product of the trip is the BLK Cosmetics. These are their creamy all over paint, and this is in one of their new shades, Pink Cloud. If you guys are anywhere near my color, like, you know, medium morena fantasy, I definitely recommend this. And the reason why is because this is the only makeup product that I brought that didn't switch up on me. And what I mean by that is obviously because I went to El Nido and Bohol, both sunny places. I got tan, bitch. And by the time I was doing my makeup in Bohol, I was using my bronzer as my foundation. And this was the only one
Yeah.
that matches me when I'm a little bit lighter and matches me when I'm in darker, tanner shades. So I would say she's very morena girl friendly. And what I love about BLK Cosmetics, and I would say this about a lot of like Filipino cosmetic brands, is they truly formulate it for the weather back home.
Yes.
Girl, oh my god, this, I feel like I'm gonna sound like I'm like just hyping it up, but this truly like lasts through everything. Like all the shoot, like I feel like, you know when they say like blush is usually the first one to go and that's why you apply more blush.
Blush was there.
Girl, blush was blushing, bitch. Like some of the days this is all I would wear and like a mattifying powder, and that was it. That was my glam. So yeah, if you guys are looking to try any BLK shades, definitely try the Pink Cloud one.
Also, speaking of that one, you guys, I brought that one too from like in our trip because I was like, I want to try this makeup products by itself. So I brought that. I left my color corrector for my beard, like my mustache area.
You used it as a color.
I used it as a color corrector and it worked.
Period.
When it says all over the paint, girl, I put that shit everywhere. I put it on my lips.
Did you use that shade though?
The Pink Cloud? I think so.
LOL, bitch, that has like shines in it, like shimmers.
No, I know, but I used the powder on it and it mattifies it. And like for foundation, and it like you can't see it.
Love
Queen,
that.
that's so queen of you.
Yeah, no, literally, it's like an all over the paint.
Period.
Before we end, do we have any questions of the week?
Yeah, if where is your original country or something like that?
Yeah, comment down below original country. No, that is so funny you said that because I saw a comment thread on TikTok. They were discussing about how I'm half Filipino.
Yeah.
And I was like, half Filipino? And one of the comments was like, di ba sa motherland niya? And then the comment was like, if somebody says motherland, that just means that's where they're from. It doesn't necessarily mean his mother is from the Philippines and the dad isn't.
Yeah.
And I was just cackling because I feel like I keep calling Philippine my motherland, which it is, but I think...
It is from motherland.
It is motherland, but I think some people don't realize what motherland means. They thought it was like my mother's land, which means I'm half Filipino and the other one's
No,
that means
Brett
I probably
was like...
have a father's land somewhere.
A lot of people thought Brett was Thai at some point or
Really?
Yes. Every time. Well, not just in the Philippines, like
It was, like,
everywhere. Like
common.
every time someone that don't know who I am, like they're always asking me what kind of Asian I am, and I'm like, girl, what?
Filipino.
I'm Filipino as fuck. Yeah, comment your motherland down below. Obviously, we're from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Kat, where's your motherland?
I think because my dad's Costa Rican and my mom's very white.
Then it's Minnesota.
Montana.
Oh. It's Montana.
Then Montana.
But I was born in Washington.
That's your father's land.
Yeah.
Miss Kaylee, where can they find you, girl?
You guys can find me at MISKAY on any platforms.
And I am Bretman Rock, everything, everywhere, all at once. And the Baddest Radio and all of the oh my god. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe to the Baddest Radio and all the podcast platforms there ever is or was. I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this hour or 2 hour and a half special.
Yeah, you guys been wanting it, so here you go.
Now we have to think about what the fuck we're gonna talk about in the next episode, girl, because we have nothing to talk about now.
We do actually.
We do.
Okay, bye.
Bye.